Spawn, having just finished the gruesome murder of Wynn, can feel a surge of power and new abilities coursing through his suit. This is no ordinary transformation. This is a sinister metamorphosis, a dark evolution that transcends the physical. Unbeknownst to Spawn, these changes were integral to Lucifer's intricate plans, each kill acting as a step towards a malevolent scheme built to consume him. As the energies built up within Spawn, an unmistakable shift on Earth, a growing darkness, caught the attention of Yahweh. The divine entity sensed a familiar power at play, and the impending clash between light and darkness was set to resonate across the celestial realms. The unfolding events hinted at a cosmic struggle that would shape the destiny of not only Spawn, but the very balance between heaven and hell. Lucifer's design and Yahweh's awareness set the stage for a celestial confrontation of epic proportions. Every life Spawn takes, every act of violence he commits, each kill, brings him one step closer to Lucifer's ultimate goal. But what is that goal? It's a question that hangs in the air, a mystery wrapped in shadows, a riddle whispered in the howling winds of hell. Sensing the disturbance caused by the growing power of Spawn, Yahweh took action and dispatched the Redeemer, a celestial soldier imbued with powers sourced directly from heaven. The Redeemer stood as an angelic enforcer, capable of contending with any hellish minion in Malebolgia's arsenal. Derived from elemental divine fire, the Redeemer's abilities were the antithesis to hell's necroplasm. The fire he wielded was no ordinary flame. It burned white-hot and possessed the unique ability to blind with focused energy projectiles. The celestial fire could be infused into weapons, granting the Redeemer the capacity to cut through anything, a potent counter to the supernatural forces aligned with hell. Malebolgia, eager for an update on Spawn's readiness to lead the army of Hellspawns, summoned the Violator to deliver the latest intelligence. To Malebolgia's dismay, the Violator reported that Spawn had gone into hiding after the gruesome murder of Wynn and seemed to have vanished without a trace. Uncharacteristically, Malebolgia found himself unable to summon him at will and bring Spawn back to hell. Frustrated and angered by this unforeseen obstacle, he glared at the Violator, demanding an explanation for this unusual predicament. Malebolgia, sensing that something significant was afoot, ordered the Violator to find Spawn and bring him back to hell at any cost. The unfolding mystery added a layer of complexity to Malebolgia's plans, setting the stage for a tense pursuit between the demonic forces and the elusive Hellspawn. Spawn, now infused with Lucifer's essence, had acquired new abilities, allowing him to move undetected on Earth. His presence eluded human eyes, and even certain demons were oblivious to his movements if he so desired. As the Redeemer descended to Earth, he sensed Spawn's unique energy, different from the typical demonic forces he encountered. The Violator, having finally tracked down Spawn, delivered the message from Malebolgia, urging him to return to hell. Without probing into how Spawn managed to remain hidden, the Violator was content with his own secret deal made with Lucifer. In the midst of this, a bright light suddenly materialized, revealing the presence of the Redeemer. In a commanding tone, he addressed Spawn. "You there, Hellspawn, I need to talk to you." Spawn, unyielding and defiant, retorted, "I got nothing to say to you. Take your business somewhere else." The Violator couldn't contain his laughter at the exchange. In response, the Redeemer unleashed an energy blast, attempting to blind them, but it had no effect on Spawn. However, the Violator, sensing danger, retreated into the shadows. Spawn, unfazed by the attempt, sarcastically remarked, "Nice flashlight. Was that supposed to hurt?" The Redeemer, taken aback, realized that this Hellspawn was unlike any he had encountered before. Spawn issued a final warning. "I don't want any trouble. This is your last warning." Disregarding the warning, the Redeemer began to infuse his sword with holy flame. But before he could complete the process, Spawn launched his chains, snaring the Redeemer by his foot and hurling him into a nearby building, shattering walls upon impact. The clash between the forces of darkness and light escalated, with Spawn's demonic powers proving to be a match for the celestial might of the Redeemer. Spawn, having had enough of the earthly and celestial interference, descended to hell to confront Malebolgia. Appearing in front of the demonic ruler, Spawn declared, "Listen, I don't care what you have to say. I'm just here to tell you the deal's off, and you have no control over me." Malebolgia, rather than being intimidated, laughed at Spawn's defiance, retorting, "You think it's that easy? As Spawn attempted to leave, he quickly realized he was held captive in hell. Malebolgia, reveling in the moment, added, "You might be able to come to hell, but you can't leave without me letting you." Enraged by Malebolgia's taunts, Spawn swung his cape, transforming it into a deadly blade, and swiftly cut off one of Malebolgia's arms. However, to Spawn's astonishment, the severed limb regenerated immediately, and Malebolgia, with a sinister grin, declared, "You're in my domain now." With overwhelming force, Malebolgia slammed his hands down on Spawn. But to Malebolgia's surprise, when the dust settled, Spawn had teleported beside his shoulder. Reacting too slowly, Malebolgia found himself vulnerable as Spawn shot his chain into his ear and out the other side, swings it back around to him over his skull, tearing a hole in Malebolgia's head. Malebolgia, enraged by Spawn's defiance, regenerated his head and declared, "You insolent insect! I can kill you instantly! I made you!" With newfound determination, Malebolgia slammed his hand down with even faster speed, attempting to crush Spawn. However, Spawn, against the odds, somehow absorbed the blow, extending his cape out as a defensive barrier. Malebolgia, now noticing that Spawn was wielding powers beyond his understanding, began to feel a sense of unease. Spawn's ability to not only withstand but absorb the attack suggested an unpredictable source of power. Spawn, seemingly unfazed and not breaking a sweat, continued to stand against the top ruler of hell. In the shadows, Lucifer lurked with a sinister grin, reveling in the unfolding chaos. Spawn, with an air of finality, declared, "I've had enough of this shit." The stage was set for a climactic moment, as Spawn, empowered by mysterious forces, prepared to unleash his full might against the ruler of hell himself. The tension in the demonic realm reached its peak, with all hell demons watching. Spawn, fueled by an unparalleled determination, wrapped his cape around his hand, crushing it into pieces before ripping it off entirely. In a swift and calculated move, he leapt into the air, aiming for Malebolgia's face. As Malebolgia began the regeneration process, Spawn lunged 4 of his chains into Malebolgia's mouth, prying it open and transforming himself and his cape into a serrated drill. With relentless force, Spawn drilled down into Malebolgia's mouth, penetrating into his stomach. Once inside, Spawn expanded his cape to encompass every part of Malebolgia's body. With a chilling declaration, Spawn uttered, "Fuck off!" and executed a gruesome reverse bear trap motion, tearing Malebolgia apart in a single brutal movement. The demonic top ruler of hell lay defeated, and Spawn emerged from the carnage, covered in the blood and guts of the once dominant Malebolgia. The air in hell hung heavy with the aftermath of the battle, marking a momentous shift in the balance of power within the infernal realm. Spawn, having vanquished the ruler who once claimed to have made him, stood as an unprecedented force in hell, his newfound powers reshaping the very fabric of the demonic landscape. With Malebolgia vanquished and hell in disarray, Spawn's powers surged to unprecedented levels. As he basked in the aftermath of his triumph, Mammon, a figure hidden in the shadows, stepped forward, clapping with a sinister smile. "Very impressive," he remarked. "You do know now, you're the ruler of the 8th circle of hell," pointing towards the vacant throne. Spawn, uninterested by the prospect of rulership, casually responded, "You can have it," while throwing part of Malebolgia's guts in his face, and in a blink, Spawn teleported out of hell, leaving Mammon to occupy the vacant throne. Mammon, known to be a fallen angel cast down to hell for refusing to engage in battles against other angels, had become a powerful force. It remained unclear whether he fully embraced demonic nature or retained remnants of his angelic powers. However, his rise to power suggested a potency that surpassed even Malebolgia. The dynamics of hell had shifted, and the repercussions of Spawn giving the throne to Mammon left a looming presence promised to reshape the infernal hierarchy in ways yet to be fully explored. Join us for part 3, where we introduce Nyx, a Wiccan that has been practicing magic since she was 4, and a final showdown with the Redeemer with a possible Archangel encounter. Share, like, comment, and subscribe for more content.